Oh, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. It's your boy, SaleenDriver. That's me, bringing you episode number 202 of Wednesday Afternoon Live with SaleenDriver, which is also me. The longest running Wednesday Afternoon Live show in all of YouTube that I know of. The show that every week endeavors to demonstrate it is the show about nothing in particular. Nate the Great is technically not first but second because technically I'm first. You see, I'm the first one on the stream because I'm the one that starts the stream, right? Doesn't matter. Nate's first. Matt Doomit is second. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Welcome one and all, whether you're chatting with me, whether you're in the chat box or whether you're lurking. Don't forget to click the thumbs up, or in the case of the blocked people, the thumbs down. Or in the case of Tiger Cat, because I still can't figure out why she's not able to appear. Whatever you do or going to do, you do it. The Battle Angel is here, my favorite mod, the most patient and put upon woman in all of the internet. Welcome to her, as always. I'm sure she's working and lurking in the background. By the way, BA, how did are you fully recovered from that tattoo that you had put on? I hope you are. I hope you're not. Mostly I hope you're not in pain. I mean, I understand tattoos can be a bit painful, but I had forgotten that Battle Angel had tattoos. I had completely forgotten about it. Yeah. Well, actually, thank you, BA. Lou got one. I did not know that. Has he mentioned that? I didn't know. I didn't know that he. What did he get? Anyway, BA is mentioning Hurricane Sarah, which didn't become a hurricane. It actually stayed, I believe, a tropical storm. And actually, 2 days ago, it fizzled out over the Yucatan. It never actually made it out into the Gulf to redevelop. And I mean, we got some rain out of it this morning and early this afternoon. There was some rain here in Florida. But that was basically a cold front that came down from the north, scooped up the remnants of Sarah, threw all that crap at us, and we got some needed rain, and that's about it. So no, Sarah did not interrupt the stream, and I'm grateful for that. Steve Pearson, good to see you, sir. Nate the Great says it went well. I don't know what it is, but hey, whatever it is that went well, when something goes well, whatever it is, that is a good thing. He got the LuTube logo on his chest. You're kidding. Really? Hope it wasn't a big logo. Jeez. Well, you know, if anyone deserves to put a logo on their chest, it would be Lou. Jeez. Okay. Joshua, good to see you, sir. Shabbat shalom. Right pec. So on his right pec, he has the LuTube logo. Has he shown that off on a stream or something, or is he keeping that to himself? Jesus. Right pec and put a LuTube logo on. That's funny. So let's see what's going on in the world. We're only a week and a half away from my, well, no, only a week and a day away from my favorite holiday of the year, which is Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving. I always have because, well, until I started taking Ozempic, and Ozempic killed half my appetite. Also allowed me to lose 35 pounds, but Ozempic did kill my appetite. I'm always been all about food. So what better holiday that has to do with food than Thanksgiving? He's mentioned it. Okay, so he has mentioned it. I agree with you, Nate. Thanksgiving is the most underrated holiday. And I think it is because of its proximity, um, to Christmas, which we all know is the big one. I mean, that's the big one. Whether you're a retail freak or you're, you know, um, you know, baby Jesus person or whatever. Yes, I know Ozempic has side effects. I've been a victim of a few of them, but the side effects for me were manageable, and the main positive side effect. Well, there were several positive side effects for me, Joshua. I lost 35 pounds, which was necessary. My fasting diabetes testing stick in the morning went way down. I also lowered my risk of heart attack and stroke. And, taking that weight off of me has put a lot less strain on my back, which is not in good shape. And from a mental side of things, I have a more positive outlook on life. I feel better. I think I look better, which, I'm an ugly man. I know that. So, but if I think I look better, that's obviously a positive effect on me. So I know Ozempic has some negative side effects. I experienced a couple of them, the heavy nausea when I started the drug, the lack of appetite. I have had some swelling in my tongue, which affected my ability to talk for a little while, but that's mitigated somewhat. Yeah, the side effects have been manageable, and the positive effects have been fantastic. Albert Sancho's here. Good to see you, sir. His favorite holiday is Christmas. I understand. Yes, I had diabetes before Ozempic. That's why I went on Ozempic. A lot of people have asked me that. I don't think you're asking me that, but a lot of people have asked me when they found out, I'm not making a big secret that I'm on Ozempic. They all asked, are you taking Ozempic for, to lose weight? I said, no, Ozempic is definitely not a vanity play for me. Ozempic was absolutely necessary to get my diabetes back under control because I wasn't able to keep my numbers down. They were creeping back up, and no matter what we did to the other medications, the fasting stick number, which should be at 120 or below, preferably below 110, mine was ballooning back to 200. And they wanted to try Ozempic on me to see if we get my numbers under control before they put me on insulin. And insulin is where, you cross over the threshold into the danger zone as a diabetic, where you're now at risk for, a lot of bad things, including losing body parts. So Ozempic was a Hail Mary, if you will, and it worked. So I don't care what other people say about Ozempic. For me, it worked. So that's why I'm taking Ozempic. BA. Nate DeGray says, I'm not ugly. I was made in God's image. Well, thank you. Joshua, who are you saying is 62? I am not 62. I am. I haven't hit 60 yet. So, yeah, I'm not 60. What's my A1C? Well, that's the other good thing. I forgot to mention that my A1C had creeped up over 8 to 8.2. And when they got on Ozempic, the last A1C I was tested at was 6.2. Oh, your dad is 62. Well, your dad and I are about the same age. But yeah, my A1C is now 6.2, which is damn good. If you're for people who don't know, the A1, I don't know what A1C, the number actually means in terms of percentage of something or whatever. But if you're at a 6 or below, that's considered normal. Between 6 and 7 is considered pre-diabetic, or if you are already diagnosed as a diabetic, that's where you ideally like to get your number. Anything over 7 is a problem. VidTube's here. Good to see you, sir. Anyone know what's happening with DVD? Law Tide said he would. The last I saw from Kayla on her Facebook was that BVD was doing better, but still in ICU. I don't know. I think that information is a little old. I can you know what? I'm going to try to message Kayla on the Book of the Face, see if she can update me. Hang on a minute. Kayla Ricker. There you go. Okay. So we'll see if Kayla responds to that. I don't know if she will or not. Sven is here. Yeah, I hope BVD is okay too. You know, he's had so many of these scares. Geez, I don't know. It's yeah, I mean, you get scared every time that happens to him. I don't know how many more of these times he can, you know, I mean, how many times can you go to the well and, you know, come back from it? P Digits is here. Afternoon, sir. Good to see you. Let's see. I'm going to put the link in the chat, see if the usual suspects want to come on in. Let's see if Mr. Bug-Eye wants to come in today. Let's see. Harvard is, for those of you who care, and I can guarantee you I'm the only one that does, Harvard is on the verge of winning the Ivy League outright for the first time in quite a while. They were tied with Dartmouth at the end of last week. There's Mr. Bug-Eye. And no, not that picture, Nate. No, not that one. Change it to something a little less. Anyway, he disappeared. Anyway, Harvard and Dartmouth were tied for the lead in there's Mr. Bug-Eye.
Is that better?
League top. But Harvard actually had a tiebreaker over Dartmouth because they beat them head-to-head. But interesting, in the Ivy League, they don't do tiebreakers. If two teams have the best record at the end of the season, they share the title. If it's three teams, they share the title.
Oof.
If Harvard wins tomorrow, Saturday, over their hated rival Yale, they're the Ivy League champions. It doesn't matter what Dartmouth does. As long as Harvard wins, and the game is in Cambridge and Harvard is the better team and favored to win, then Harvard would be the standalone Ivy League champion for 2024.
Nice.
That would make me very happy. VicTube says Florida's on the verge of making a bowl game.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think they're going to clinch this weekend because they're playing Old Piss, and Old Piss is going to come in and ruin their ruin Senior Day.
I don't think they will, even though they're talented. But I think Ole Miss will be sleepwalking.
I don't know.
No, no.
Well, I don't think Florida has the horsepower to beat Old Miss.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying I feel like that Ole Miss is going to sleepwalk the whole game because you know what that means.
I feel pretty good in the idea that Florida will probably roll into Tallahassee and beat a very demoralized Florida State team. Now, Florida State, I believe, is playing a high school team this week, so they'll get their
Charleston Southern, yes.
Who?
Charleston Southern.
Oh, okay, that's a high school team. So
yeah, they should.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. If Florida could go into Tallahassee and win, that would be nice.
No.
And then they'd make a bowl game. Now, Florida State might get up for the game of the idea that they can knock Florida out of bowl contention.
Yeah, that'd be piss you off too.
Yeah, but it would also probably piss off enough people that they would call for us Napier's ass at that point. You're on the verge of making a bowl game and you lost to a 2-9 team.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's dismissal worthy.
Yeah. Well, who do you think will go bowling first?
Who?
Florida, or Nebraska?
What was the question?
Which team's gonna go bowling first? Florida or Nebraska? And keep in mind, Nebraska hasn't been bowling since fucking 2016. So,
well, what's Nebraska's record? What's their win-loss? What's their record?
5-5.
What are their games left?
Wisconsin, I think they play at a home, and they play at Iowa. So
that's two pretty tough teams.
Yeah, I see another 5-7 season for Nebraska.
Raj,
that is what the 10th year in a row that happens. That'll be the 10th year in a row that Nebraska hasn't been in bowl games since 2016. So that's pretty bad.
Yeah, that is pretty bad.
Yeah, and they're a blue blood. That's a big deal. So,
well,
I mean,
hey Nate, talk to the people for 30 seconds. I got to go to the front door.
I'll try. Okay, yes, sir. What's up, guys? As you may know, I went on a date with a girl. It went pretty well. She liked it. I liked it. We went to the movies, I think. Yeah, we did. We went to the movies. Saw Red One. It's basically about a kidnapped Santa Claus that needs rescued. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just going to say that. That's all. Overall, the movie was pretty damn good.
I'm back.
Yeah, I would say the movie is basically a family type movie. It's kind of like a superhero vibe to it, actually. But yeah.
So, Nate, are you staying home? Are you staying in Nebraska for Thanksgiving, or are you traveling?
Oh yeah, we're traveling to Colorado for family, to family's house, I think. So
Oh, that's nice.
yeah. So I'm gonna be in mountain time. And that
You're going
weekend,
mountain climbing?
yeah, we're not mountain climb. Hell no, fuck that. I said mountain time. I'm gonna be in mountain time.
Oh, mountain time. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, you're good. Um, that means I gotta wake up like at 6 a.m. and that's the same week as the Michigan Ohio State game, the rivalry, and I'll watch at 10 a.m. I normally watch it at 11 a.m. in Central Time because Eastern Time is like 12, I think, right? Yeah.
right.
So it's gonna be 10 a.m.
The mountain time is 2 hours behind Eastern.
Yeah, it's gonna be 10 a.m. Hopefully it doesn't snow actually, but it's Colorado, so it's normal there. All the mountains. But yeah, my dad's side of my dad's side family my dad's side of wherever. My dad's side of the family lives mostly in Colorado, so that's why I'm going with family to celebrate Thanksgiving. And what's your favorite Thanksgiving meal, actually? To eat, Saleen.
Well, I've done Thanksgiving. I've done turkeys. I've done ham. Hell, one year we decided to be really different and did a standing rib roast.
What was that?
Uh, some people refer to it as prime rib.
Oh, okay.
Um, that was, I mean, I love prime rib. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah,
but prime rib on Thanksgiving,
it's not like the same vibe.
that's not right. I did.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I said to my parents, I said, I love prime rib. We all love prime rib, but this is not Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you're basically saying it's not the same vibe as it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. It's not. It's not the Thanksgiving meal.
Yeah.
Let's not do this again.
Yeah. It was a good idea for one time, maybe, but
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah. I love stuffing. Now I know there's certain types of stuffing. I like bread stuffing. I think that's the best stuffing actually.
Yeah.
But I can eat that in a heartbeat. I'm not even exaggerating.
Now, what I like to do with some of the leftovers the next day for
Yeah.
lunch or something is I like to get a hoagie roll, like a 6-incher or something like that. Nothing too big.
Oh, okay.
And then he's and then turkey, some stuffing, some Swiss cheese, and some gravy, and just make a big old sandwich about that. And that's good eating. That is, I like that. Now I just got a reply back from Kayla. Hang on.
You're good.
Not good news.
Uh-oh.
He is he's not doing well. He's on hospice care.
Uh-oh.
And you know my dad went in a hospice, and that was, the end times.
Hopefully that doesn't happen for him. All we have to do is pray, and and the thoughts. I do pray, but people are different.
Yeah. Hospice is usually the end. And I hate to say that, but the two times I've had experience with hospice in my family, that was the end. And I hate to think about the big fella, not recovering this time.
Yeah. I mean, I love that guy to death. I mean, it's heartbreaking. I mean, how many times he? Never mind, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind.
Yeah, that's true, Lou. I mean, it is true. I mean, when my dad finally decided that his illness and the thing that was affecting him the most, he didn't want to treat it. And this is terrible because my dad is a doctor, or was a doctor, and he knew exactly what was wrong with him, and he knew exactly what his prognosis was. And he had two options, go for treatment or hospice. And he literally chose hospice.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that is and I got to say, hang on a minute. Hang on.
You're good. You're good.
Joshua, how you doing, man? And I've got to say that, the people that work, and I don't know how the people who work in a hospice do it. I mean, all they experience every day is that. I mean, people who are literally waiting to die. There's no way to sugarcoat that.
Mm-hmm.
And they made my dad very comfortable, and they treated him well. They treated he did have some problems with his skin, and they treated that and got all that to heal, actually. And they made him comfortable, and they did everything they had to do to make the passing as easy as they could, for not only for him, but for my mom and myself, and for all the friends that came by. And I got to tell you, I was very moved seeing all the people in our community that came in to say hello and to see him. And I hate to say it, pay their last respects. But yeah, that's the fact that BVD is in a hospice is, now some places they put you in hospice for recovery. I don't know how often that is the way it is, but maybe we can all hope that he's been moved to a hospice to be more comfortable while he tries to recover. But I don't know. I guess we'll find out in the next few days or a week or so.
My grandmother.
Well, I understand, Sven. We kept my dad home as long as we could. I mean, it was a long 18 months. But my mom and I, with some home health care thrown in, we kept him home as long as we could, because that's where he wanted to be. And I was down for it. And so was my mom. until it became to the point where we couldn't care for him anymore.
My grandmother died very peacefully, but my grandfather, my father's side, didn't die very peacefully. So he died with, well, he lost his brain. Like after my grandmother died, and so tough one. I think I prayed my grandmother away. I my opinion. I think it's my just my opinion. I think she should not have done that. Well, my grandfather would have lived like he lived to like 94. It's just ridiculous. So, and he's from India.
94 is a good number. That's a long
Yeah,
time.
he could have lived to like 100. He wanted to live until 100 years old, but I think I prevented that. So I have some regret.
It's hard to get to 100.
No, he could have get to 100. The only reason why he didn't get to 100 is because my grandmother passed away because like 4 years after the well, I think 2000 and like 13, 14. And that's
Hey,
when
hey, Joshua, you got to speak up just a little bit more. Get closer to the microphone.
yeah.
Oh, and Lou, before Joshua continues, congratulations on your new tattoo. I didn't know. I guess I haven't been paying good enough attention. I didn't know that you had a new tattoo. So, congratulations, sir.
Yeah, my 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 grandmother was very influential in my life, and I think I never had I didn't have chance to pay respect to her. My dad did. I was very angry that my dad didn't allow me to go to her funeral. It's really I have very anger towards him for that. Need to
Well,
forgive.
were you a youngster or were you
I was like very young. I think I was like turning to the 11th grade. I would say like so. I was like 16 when it happened.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I can understand a little angry at that point because someone in a high school age, they should be old enough to be able to handle. I mean, my dad's dad, my papa, always called him papa. He passed away just before I graduated high school, so I was what 18, and he passed. And I mean, I guess I handled it about as well as I could. Um, I mean, at 18, you're a teenager. You don't, you're old enough to understand the concepts that
I
you're
never had any
experiencing.
dead people like anyone that is so close to me die at that time. So I know I didn't understand the feeling. You know, my grandmother was just she was the only Jewish person that is in my family line, and she was so ridiculously paranoid that I was like, what is this? Like, no woman in like anywhere in India that would like she's my family's from Kerala, so like they're she's originally like a Cochin Jew, but what happened to her mother is like very tragedy, and I don't really like talking about it, so I'll talk about it later maybe. Yeah. Well, so but my grandmother really taught me a lot of morals and values and stuff. Like no one taught me like anything. Like and I miss my grandmother every day. One
Yeah. I lost my last pair of grandparents in 1993. They passed away actually within 3 months of each other. First, my grandma, my mom's mom passed, and then her husband, grandpa. That's why I call grandpa grandpa and why I call my other one papa to differentiate them. Like
the hell?
Sven says, papa is German, and my dad's dad was, he was a good old kraut. He was a tough old kraut. That's how he
Yeah.
described himself. Tough old kraut, and he looked like one too. So he
My
was always tough.
grandmother would tell me that like you had to like she was so paranoid. Like I was like, where'd she come from? Like she would say like you should like like in India like where where my family had like a little bit of a house, like big house. It was a little bit of acreage, so like about like 0.8 acres. So in like in the city, like is and there it was not really manicured or anything like that. Like it's not like so it was like kind of like very like there's snakes and stuff there, like in the backyard. So like she would worry about like the snakes coming into the shoe and like trying to kill me or something. Like she's so very like I was like don't talk to me about this stuff. Like I'm not dealing with this thing. Like she was so worried
Yeah,
that
but that's that generation. My grandma, both my grandmas, my grandma and my nana. Nana was my dad's mom, so I call her Nana. Both of them were, they were of that generation. They came up through the Depression and all that, and World War II, and
my
and
my
you know
my
those
grandmother was
kind of
born.
those kind of societal shocks. A Depression, a World War. In the case of my
My grandmother was born like 1 year before the Great Depression at that time, like 1929.
yeah. So
She was born in
they see
19.
all these societal shocks, and they get a little paranoid.
Yeah,
My grandma especially, having sent her husband overseas during World War II and having to raise two children alone for a time because her husband was over in the medical corps in overseas in India of all places.
yeah,
Um,
it's kind of why you in
so
there.
she was especially prone to worry and paranoia and so on.
Yeah,
So it's understandable. My nana was a bit worrying and paranoid too for slightly different reasons, but it
I
was
get a
that
lot of
generation. It was that generation
I
was
get
like
a
that.
lot of her personality though. Like it's not like all the negative side because she really imprinted a lot of things on me. So like good and bad. She was very smart though. She was like the
Raj.
most intelligent person in my family.
Well, they're they were good people. They just they experienced completely different things than we did. So hang on a minute. Anyway, okay. Sven says the only thing that
Other
makes him paranoid is Mississippi State football. Well, sir, you made your choices. And we lost Joshua. That's all right. Anything in particular make you paranoid, Nate?
Losing
Tornadoes, perhaps?
that too. My team's losing.
Well, if that's the only thing that makes you paranoid in your entire life, then you're living a pretty good life.
Yeah.
Right now, for 6 months out of the year, every time I fire up a weather report, I get paranoid.
Right.
Especially after this fucking year, I need a break.
Me
I
too.
need a vacation, man.
That's why.
Florida has been treated like a goddamn, target practice for Mother Nature.
Yeah.
And I'm over it. I'm done. Leave me the fuck alone, please.
I mean, Florida's the hurricane basically country. So I mean.
Well, yeah, I choose to live here. I've been told this many times, especially this year. You choose to live in Florida, you've got to put up with,
That is true.
That's true. I mean, I choose to live in Florida, but once and for about 2/3 of hurricane season generally is not a big deal around here.
Right.
But that 2-month stretch between, September 1st and the end of October, that's pretty bad. So,
Yep.
but then again, I don't have to shovel snow.
True. I mean, we do get snow, but it's not like the New England snow, which is like a lot thick flakes. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
get a lot of snow. New England does, or just basically New England.
Well, we lived in Boston. I was born there.
Yeah.
And every year, I remember this to even today. I remember these ads that I think it was Boston. Well, back then it was called Boston Gas. Natural gas. They would run an ad starting in fall every year. It was a very simple ad. It was a freight train coming at you, the front light of a freight train coming at you with the big noise and all that of a train coming at you.
Yep.
And the caption underneath it said, "Are you ready for the Montreal Express?" Which is those big winter storms that come out of Montreal, Canada, and come down and blast the Northeast with feet and feet of snow and
Yep.
bone chilling weather and all that. And the idea was you better get your furnace checked and you better stock up on your natural gas and so on and so forth and get ready for the express, because you do not want to have a furnace problem and when the express is on its way. And Vic, why are you releasing a video during my live stream? That's rude. That's very rude.
What the hell, Vic?
Well, at least it didn't go live. And not only does it release a video in the middle of my live stream, but it's a fucking No Fun League video.
Uh-oh.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, at the very least, if you're going to release a video during my live stream, release a one of college football. Exactly, Joshua. Vic Rude. Thank you, Vic Rude Productions. I'm gonna get him for that. That's not fun. Sven says it's snow in the Germany. Telemarketer. Fuck you. Go away.
I hate those things.
We're actually going to get a little cold here in the next couple of days here in Central Florida. It might drop into the upper 40s, low 50s overnight for a few nights.
It's like 41 here, but plus wind. Ugh.
Yeah, well, is what it is, right? Well, I got warm clothes,
Yeah, I'm used to this actually because I've been here all my life.
Well, I'm used to it in the fact that I've experienced it before. So
right, yeah. I mean, where I'm at, it probably won't be as cold for in the New England cities. Probably not, but still cold. But yeah. And also, why would people live in Alaska? That's basically winter.
Some people love that weather. They love it up there. They think it's beautiful, and
I mean,
they can live pretty much the way they want to live because of the sparse population, and they can they can go miles and miles and miles without seeing another person.
that is true.
Some people want to live that way. They don't want human contact.
You know what? That is true because yeah, actually, I've seen pictures of Alaska. It's beautiful there. I call it Colorado 2.0. Get it? What I mean by that is it has more mountains, or maybe more mountains than Colorado. I have no idea, but they have big mountains though, and that's all I'm gonna say. Alaska does. So, damn it. Fine.
Well, you know, I don't want to live in a place that's that cold. I really don't.
Right, and I don't want to be too warm or too humid. I do want to. I do
Or you
not
don't want to be here then.
Well, I do not want to be too cold either, so I'm in the middle, basically.
Sven says you should look up Yakasaki or whatever. I don't know. You know what? I'll look it up. Hang on a minute.
Yakasaki.
Yakutsk.
Why?
It's a city in Russia.
Oh, hell no.
City in Russia, port city on the Lena River, East Siberia.
Ugh.
It's home to the Mammoth Museum with millennial-old fossil of woolly mammoths.
We have that here, too.
It's reputed to be the coldest city on Earth.
Damn. Is it, though?
Yakasaki is home to around 336,000 people.
Fuck.
Most of whom work for Alrosa, a company that runs a diamond mine in the city. Temperatures have reached minus 76 degrees
God
Fahrenheit.
dang. Hell no.
Yeah, that's what I say. Hell no. That doesn't mean, however, Sven, that Alaska isn't cold. Alaska is cold.
Yeah, but maybe not that cold. Jeez.
Joshua likes Tennessee weather. I've been to Tennessee. It has a good variety of weather, but it gets cold up there, and I don't want to be cold.
Well, if you're in the mountains, yes. But
Zona is here. Good to see you, sir.
No, Arizona is just pure heat.
Daniel Berry Sports Highlights is here. Good to see you, sir.
Yeah,
I like the Tennessee mountains to visit. Obviously, you know, I did not go this year for the annual Saleen Club of America Dragon event because I had just gotten back from Boston, and I didn't want to do 2 trips back to back like that.
Yeah.
But hopefully next year I'll go up there for a Dragon Run again. Because, you know, the Dragon Run's fun to me.
I liked it when I was going down, but going back up, I mean, I didn't take Jeremy, and that's probably why. But, yeah.
Well, yeah. If you're one of those people that is susceptible to getting car sick, don't be a passenger on a Dragon Run.
No, I'm not. I wasn't passenger though. What do you mean by passenger?
You're not driving.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. Okay. No. Okay.
If you're driving, for some reason, if you're driving, you do not tend to get car sick. I think it's because you're concentrating on driving.
The road. Yeah.
And therefore, you're not. You're less susceptible to getting car sick.
Yes.
But yeah, I remember the first time I went on the Dragon, and I was behind a husband and wife pair that were running the Dragon. It was her first time on the Dragon, and she was a passenger. And all of a sudden, the car pulled off the road very suddenly in front of me. The only thing I saw before I passed him was her door popped open. And then I passed him. I didn't see anything else. And it turns out that she literally fell out of the car and puked her guts out. And then at the end of the run, he came very slowly up to the group, and she got out of the car, and she was as white as a sheet, and
Yeah,
she was in bad fucking shape.
that's not good.
And she's, we were at the far end of the Dragon. We hadn't even headed back towards the resort part of the Dragon yet, so somebody had to take her back to the resort.
Oof.
And, had to do the Dragon run real slow. But yeah, she was not in good shape when she got out of the car.
I don't think I was white, but I didn't have heat though because got lucky, I would say, in Hoghead's car at the time. But
yeah, the Dragon will definitely twist up your guts.
it did.
But I find it to be a lot of fun.
I'm glad you did.
Oh yeah, a great time.
Now imagine me driving. Oh jeez.
And in the Saleen, it's it can be a bit of a rough ride.
Yeah. Is that road side by side proof or no?
Is that road what?
Side by side proof, or is that not good for side by sides?
You mean like an ATV?
Yeah.
I wouldn't take a side by side on it. Most side by sides have off road tires.
Yeah.
They're not very sticky. They're not good for turning. Okay. And I wouldn't take a side by side with off road tires onto a twisty road. I mean, if the thing was street legal, you could certainly do it. I mean, it's a regular part of the U.S. highway. It's not like it's a closed road or anything like that. So right. I've seen minivans on it. I've seen pickup trucks. I've seen SUVs. I've seen all kinds of vehicles on the Dragon. It's just a regular road. The only thing that doesn't go on the Dragon are semis.
Yeah.
Because those turns will not accommodate a semi.
Yeah, but Tennessee is very narrow, but if you get hit by a semi, you're done.
Sure.
Yep. Oh, speaking of tires, I had to get new tires today for my Hyundai.
What
I was driving. I mean, I knew the tires on my car were getting a little old, and they were. I was probably going to have to do them. I was going to try and make it till after the holidays, and one of them let go on me.
Oop.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't hit anything, but it let go on me, and I was about a mile away from the tire store I had used before. So I pulled in there, and they had a set of Goodyears that fit my car. So, put them on. An expense I certainly didn't need. But, now I'm good for another 60,000 miles. And I got to admit, the car rides better now it's on new tires. But, and they did it all in about an hour, which was pretty great.
What is your opinion on the Boston Bruins chance of winning this year?
Oh, none.
Really?
They are the Bruins are in horrible shape. Yeah, all the off-season chaos with the goaltending. They dumped, in my opinion, better of the two goaltenders is no longer on the Bruins. Swayman sat out the whole preseason, so he's not in game shape right now, and his record reflects it. And I thought the coach should have been fired last year, and they didn't. Then they fired him yesterday.
Yeah, it's bad.
So now you've got an interim coach.
That doesn't know what he's doing.
No, he's a former player, Joe Sacco. He knows what he's doing.
No,
Joe
no.
Sakic, man?
Yeah,
Huh?
Joe
I mean
Sakic.
Sakic. Yeah.
No, Sacco.
Oh, was it a different Joe then?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's a former player, so I don't know what's going to happen with the Bruins. I think they're undermanned. I think they need a better captain. I think the world of Marchand as a player. I love him as a player, but as a captain, no.
Yeah, I had a feeling that Martian didn't really. Then I had a feeling that Martian will not, live up the expectations of the captain.
Yeah, but Brad Marchand is not a captain. He's more assistant captain.
Yeah, well, he's the captain
but
right now.
he is the
but
captain
still.
now. He took
Yeah.
over when Bergeron retired.
Yeah, I think
but-
it should have been either McAvoy or
No, it should have been Pasternak.
I like Pasternak for that.
I was gonna say I was either Pasternak or McAvoy, but yeah.
Well, the Bruins need some more firepower, but what they really need first is some more beef in their defense.
Yeah, because they're soft right now.
Yeah, they're a soft defensive team, and they need somebody. They need some people that are going to just slay fools and board some people. Nobody's afraid of nobody's afraid of the Bruins right now.
Yeah, it's not big bad Bruins anymore. It's big soft Bruins, sadly.
Yeah, they're the marshmallow Bruins.
Yeah,
they're no good. They need beef.
My Canucks are doing horrible right now. I always like the Canucks.
Look like they're going to get it anytime soon.
Yeah, I'm from Toronto, but like I will never support the Leafs because their fan base is so toxic. They just they're like the Dallas Cowboys of.
Yes, they are.
You know what the problem with the Maple Leafs are? The problem with the Maple Leafs right now is especially the fan base is they have Montreal they have Montreal beatdown syndrome.
Yeah. No, I think Bruins beats down. I think people in Toronto don't like Bruins. Like the Bruins are our arch nemesis, but like no one gives a fuck about it. I rather just support my favorite player when I was like watching hockey, like seriously, was like Liberto Luongo, and I was at the Sedins. I love Sedins, man. They were nice people. Like I love I like the Canucks more than the Bruins. I don't know, but not Bruins.
I like the Red Wings, so I've been down bad too. So
yeah, but I think the Canucks should just have bad because of the bad ownership. It's just run by idiots.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, do you hate Seattle yet, or is that not yet?
not yet. They're not formed up. They're good. They're really good, but
they're not that like hate yet. I mean,
no, I hate it. I hate Utah. Like, what the hell are you getting good at like immediately? Like, it's not.
Well, you have to know because the Arizona, well, it used to be Arizona and Coyotes had like that a lot of great prospects on their team, and they're turning into a pretty good team. So
wait a minute, didn't the Coyotes move to
yeah, I know, and that's why
Utah. I call them the Utah Soakers.
That's why I said that they so used to be Arizona. That's what
has Utah. Hang on, Huff. Hang on. Has Utah picked the team name yet, or are they still known as the Utah?
No.
They'll do it next year. They said. Which is
I think they're gonna put like Utah Yetis or something.
Yetis? Oh, for fuck's sake! Come on.
Who the hell like Utah has the Jazz and the Yetis? What?
First of
I
all,
mean-
Jazz was stupid. They can't figure out the whole.
Well, they were the New Orleans Jazz, and when they moved to Utah, they didn't bother changing the team name because they're stupid.
Again, why not the Utah polygamists?
Yeah, what was their name before?
Well, the hockey
Coyotes.
team, they don't have a name.
The Coyotes.
before.
What?
Oh,
or
no. Arizona Coyotes. They moved to the Utah.
Or Phoenix.
So they moved-
They kept going back and forth between Phoenix and Arizona.
That's why
So,
they hate
so
it.
and now they're in Utah.
I don't know.
Yeah, now they're in Utah because
So why
Arizona doesn't give a shit about pro sports.
So why don't they just be the Utah Coyotes?
Because there are no coyotes in Utah.
Maybe, but I don't know.
Well, they're
You
not.
should call yourself like the Utah.
How about no? The obvious
Utah
one.
Brigham Youngs? Why not that?
No.
They're not
How
like-
about the obvious one
No.
is probably the Utah Mormons. Duh.
No, they're not. They're
No,
not.
they
gonna-
can't do that.
But they're
What
not going to
about-
do
What about
that.
the
Nate.
Utah Soakers? What about the
They're not
Utah
going to do that,
Soakers?
Nate.
Why not?
What about the
It's
Utah
basically true.
Soakers?
But they can't co-opt. The NHL won't allow them to co-opt a religious name.
That's a bullshit.
Yeah.
the
come
team
on,
name.
Hey,
Nate.
if
They're not
Notre
gonna
Dame,
let them do that,
if
come on.
Notre Dame, well, actually, Notre Dame.
Well,
has
no,
a
they're the Fighting Irish, Nate.
Yeah,
It's the
That's,
Notre Dame.
that's co-opting a religion.
It's
Yeah, that's
Notre
what I'm
Dame
saying.
with
No, it's
leprechauns.
co-opting the
They're not-
name of a town, for God's sake.
Utah Utes. Oh, never mind. That's the.
No, the
That's
Athens
the native
Amish. There are no Amish in Athens. So
No, there are Amish in Sarasota, but there's no Amish in Athens.
in
There's
Athens, no.
there's a lot of Amish in Pennsylvania.
Can you imagine the worst fucking tradition to ever have is to be a polygamist? How in the hell do you want more women? How
No.
one's
No.
plenty. Why do you want two?
I
I
know
don't-
exactly.
Polygamous.
Exactly. Yeah,
I don't
and
even
Too much
want
animals
one.
anyway. Like, what the
yeah,
hell you
and
want
you
two or
and
three?
and you and Celine couldn't even hold on to
To
one.
one?
So.
Oh,
Yeah, y'all
I'm crying foul, sir, foul. But you're not wrong. I mean, you're not wrong.
That is
True,
true.
True.
Speaking of Athens, did you hear today? Great news out of Athens. That
Yep, I heard.
scumbag piece
Yeah,
of
Lane.
shit.
Yeah, the guy that killed Lake and Riley. Yeah, that Jose Ibarra. He got.
I don't give a damn what his name is. I hope they
Wait,
make
Lincoln
him
Riley
room
got
temperature.
killed?
Yeah, he got.
No, not Lincoln Riley.
Convict
This is
Lakin.
girl.
Lakin Riley. Anyway,
The
but her
nursing
murderer.
student
Yes, but her murderer has been convicted. So
on 9 counts.
You
nine.
should,
counts.
you should get the death penalty
Unlike
immediately.
look, unlike Trump, he got convicted on a real crime.
Exactly.
Well, actually, it looks like that conviction in New York is going to get overturned
I
Overturned.
knew that was gonna happen
Overturned by
anyway.
who?
By the
judge that presided over it. It looks like they're going to have to throw the whole thing out because
What,
of
the
Supreme
judge-
Court
what?
rulings.
Oh, okay. So it's the Supreme Court that.
No.
that
It was an
overturned
appeals
it.
court.
No, it's not appeals court. It's not appeals court.
No.
What happened was after the trial was over, remember there was that Supreme Court ruling that upheld
Immunity.
presidential
Immunity.
immunity during their time in office. And what evidently happened during the trial in New York was they introduced evidence into the trial that under the Supreme Court ruling about presidential immunity, that evidence would not be admissible. Therefore, you have a mistrial and the whole thing gets thrown out. Now, this Marchand guy in New York is going to have to make that decision whether he's going to sentence Trump or whether he's going to throw the whole thing out.
I think you.
If they do sentence him, they'll have to wait until he's out of office.
Right. And of course, while he's in office, they'll appeal the whole thing and it will
Yeah, 'cause
eventually get to the Supreme
Yeah,
Court.
because he
and get
doesn't
thrown
have.
out.
Because he doesn't have time to go to prison. He's got a country to run. So
Yeah.
He could pardon himself, though. He could pardon himself.
yeah.
and
Oh,
he
yes,
could-
right. You can also pardon himself. There you
No,
go.
no. Actually, he
State
can't
crime.
pardon him. He cannot pardon himself on this because those are state convictions.
Yeah, there you
not
go.
federal.
God damn it.
Exactly. It's a state crime. Yeah.
Yeah. So what would happen is if they uphold the conviction, the whole thing goes into appeals process. Eventually, it'll get kicked all the way up to the Supreme Court and thrown out on constitutional grounds. So
Right.
either way, he's going to be exonerated. Whether Marchand exonerates him because
Right.
thank you. Either Marchand does the right thing and throws the whole thing out because the whole trial was a scam to begin with, or he says, no, I'm going to sentence him anyway because I want to be a hero in New York City, and he'll get kicked around for a few years and eventually get thrown out by the Supreme Court. Either way, this conviction will not stand.
Yeah, I don't really understand what the crime was anyways. This whole thing about hush money or something. Yeah, I don't
Well,
really
you
was
know what?
dumb.
Honestly, Vic, nobody understands what the crime was except
It was
for
dumb.
that idiot prosecutor.
It was a
The
The
fat
prosecutor
guy.
was
to get
picked
him
by
on
George
technicality.
Soros to do that. Like the guy was picked by the left to just do that to
It was
discredit Trump.
technicality. They wanted to get him on a technicality, just like they do
Yeah.
when you got your taxes and all that bullshit. Trust me. And look, there's a lot of things you can give Trump hell about, but this is the last of them. Probably the very last. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. No,
Come on, man.
So let me
They still do that on Monday Night Football. They still do. Come on, man.
I like that.
Celine, Alina Baba. Is she not hot or what?
Say that
Who?
again. Who?
Selena Baba, Trump's
Selena
lawyer.
Baba.
The
Who is
girl,
that?
The lady.
Oh,
I
one of the
don't, I
lawyers.
don't, I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either.
Selena Baba is Trump's lawyer, and she is a tall.
Oh,
lady,
okay. I think I know what you're
hot
talking
girl.
about. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's pretty
Jewish
good
as
looking
hell.
lady.
Pretty good looking, yeah.
Jewish. Trump hates Jews, though. I hear Trump hates Jews.
Yeah,
think
Trump
he's-
hates
I think-
Jews. Even
I
though his
think Trump
grandchildren are Jewish. And
Jewish and
Yeah, he
yeah,
doesn't.
like,
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he doesn't hate Jews.
Trump
Hey,
is
we
the
know that.
least racist German I know.
Common
I
people.
I always
know
found
that.
it funny that I'm a Nazi, even though I voted for Trump and I'm Jewish.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, you're not a Nazi.
Yeah.
No, I didn't think I was, but you know,
My last
I
name-
every once in a while I look in the mirror to make sure I'm not a Nazi. And
My,
you know,
my last name is Huffman. They go, "You're a German. You're a Nazi." And I'm like, "How do you know I'm not?" Damn, people are crazy, man.
I
Not a
No,
fucking-
Trump doesn't hate Jews. He hates booze.
What?
No,
No, he does. He definitely.
He likes
He
booze,
does
man.
hate boobs.
He
Trump.
definitely doesn't. Yeah.
I don't
hates
think he
you
drinks.
because you're a
I don't
boob,
think
but
he
doesn't
drinks.
hate boobs.
He doesn't drink at all.
He likes
Okay. Wait,
watching-
are we talking about booze or boobs?
Well, no, he loves boobs. He hates
Yeah.
booze.
Oh, booze.
Okay.
Okay.
Booze, like,
Yeah.
drug.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't
Like,
drink.
boo!
Trump doesn't drink, as far as I know, but I
No,
know he likes
hasn't. No,
tits.
he won't.
I mean, what man doesn't like tits?
Yeah, but he actually likes them so much that he got his daughter to get
Uh-oh.
some.
Huh?
Okay, enough.
He bought
enough.
her her tits.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god.
I know, but like, yeah, I don't want to see it. I don't want to talk
Yeah,
about
I remember. I mean, he did say that he would date her if she wasn't his daughter. So
Exactly. And he had her sit on his lap and he would smile like a
it.
Cheshire
Okay,
cat.
enough. It's creeping me out, Paul, man.
You know I had to go there. That was it is creepy. I mean, trust me.
What
I
happened?
know.
It's I look. I still think that he probably gets a hard on though at 80.
What happened
whatever
while I was
it is,
gone?
84.
What? The... No,
probably
no,
Oh,
no, no.
Paul, stop it.
Stop
Yeah.
it. Stop it.
Yeah, I think
Stop it,
yeah,
man.
What did I
yeah,
miss?
no, I think he has trouble getting up, but yeah,
What did I miss?
I don't think he has
yeah.
trouble, man.
He definitely
I don't
has
know, but
trouble
all of a
getting
sudden,
up.
Huckleberry
Yeah.
Paul is obsessed with Trump's dick. I don't.
Oh,
Yes,
God.
yes, yeah. Imagine that he has some trouble getting up, but yeah,
Well, you know, men
I
of a
do.
certain age and all that.
yeah, right, yeah,
I have trouble.
exactly. Yeah.
I have trouble getting up. Even Pod saw it at Hogfest.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, that's
I
because
mean,
you fell down. Like me,
no,
I
no,
fall
it's
asleep.
not. No, it's not because of that, Todd. It's because of my, I think my stomach. I think some
I know.
problem stomach. Yeah, no, I know. It's. I don't know. Okay, it's
Nate,
in,
I don't
it's
want
in
to
my.
hear. Nate, I don't want to hear about your dick or your stomach either.
I was gonna say okay. I'll shut up.
No, the good news. I mean, seriously, there's everything comes around that goes around, right? So you fuck with people, you fuck around, you find out, and so
History
Trump,
Yeah.
runs in cycles.
Trump's going to show them that.
Everything is cyclical, I find. I think, like, history, life, everything is cyclical. It's going to come and, like, if you say something negative, he's going to come and attack you. Like, you just careful of who you mess with. Like,
Do you know? You know why he does that? Now, I don't think people realize this, but the reason why Trump does that is because he's secure in the fact that he knows he's not right. All the bullshit they accuse him of, he knows that they're full of shit. So he comes back in spades. He does because it's bullshit.
I want this
Bullshit.
war in Ukraine. I want this war in Ukraine and Russia to stop immediately.
Well,
If he
he's gonna
gets it
look.
done,
He's about to go in there. Well, he's already told them. I mean, I don't have inside information, but I'm pretty sure he's already said, "Listen, guys, cut it out.
and also the Israel
All this
one
shit we got to
needs to
stop doing."
stop too. We need to get all the hostages back. Okay, my relatives. I don't know.
No, I
Some of my
agree with you.
relatives
I
live
agree
there,
with you.
like in the near that
What are
place where the
your relatives are hostages?
some I don't know. We don't know. I don't know. I don't
In
want to
Gaza,
know. In Gaza, I don't know. I don't know. Like, who knows? And I would say like they live in Ashdod, so like it's very easy to get to that place. It's not that far to get to that place.
yeah,
I'm
it's
scared, but
no, it's pretty fucked up, man. And
no,
I don't disagree. I think you're
yeah,
right.
all this could have been prevented. Like the Egyptians, every country that was an ally of America, like Israel, like all the Arab countries that were allies of Israel, was telling them,
But
like, okay, there was going to be an attack coming in, like years, like
Yeah,
1 year in advance. This
yeah,
was
exactly.
this was just before like Bibi Netanyahu, his approval rating was going to this tank. He was like losing power, and he's going to be strip off his power. He's going to have another election because he's not going to form a government or something. It's just basically this October the 7th. I find is basically to solidify like Israel.
all right, now you're getting me. Now you're getting me worked up because I don't disagree with the premise of what you're saying. I'm on your side, right? But can you get over all this shit for a change? Why are you such a pro-Israel? I'm not. Look, I'm not
I'm
saying you
not
shouldn't be.
pro-Israel. I'm not pro-Israel. I like my family served in their units and all that, but I'm not pro-Israel. Okay, Bibi is a thief. He wants to change the Supreme Court so that he can avoid going to prison. His ass should be in jail right now.
Who?
Not
Yeah,
Bibi Netanyahu.
You don't like Netanyahu?
Bibi Netanyahu committed like a lot of like criminal things. There's a criminal.
Okay, so
yeah,
now we got an
yeah,
argument.
he's corrupt. Yeah,
He
Yes,
may be.
corrupt.
Listen, he may be
Yeah.
corrupt.
Name me a politician that isn't corrupt.
That's right. He
But,
may be corrupt, but the fucker defends Israel.
he does, but
Period.
how much gold that my Israel used to have 4,000 tons of gold. Where's the gold now after 2019? We can't find any of them. This guy stole everything. This guy's just a freaking he's just giving to his sons and to make him like rich.
Okay, let me ask you this then. Who the hell do you think should be in charge if not him?
Naftali Bennett.
Okay. Would he be as virulent against these assholes who came here and did that shit?
Yeah, absolutely. But he would be more
let's
more
get
logical.
him in there then. Let's go. Why are y'all waiting? I mean, I say y'all. Why is there waiting?
He was prime minister before, but what happened is
Well, he didn't.
He allowed
didn't win because he couldn't protect Israel.
He was prime minister for like
yeah, but
before
he was weak.
Bibi was.
I've been hearing this. Netanyahu stole this, and Netanyahu did this and did that for years now. And I only say one thing about that. For one thing, Israel is Israel, and it's not in the jurisdiction of America to worry about this.
Yeah, but
all I have to say about Netanyahu, the charges against him, and everything is like very simple. If he did something wrong, et cetera, make the case. He
bought German submarines from a company that was put an excruciating amount of debt on Israel. Like, why? What do you think? The Supreme Court in Israel is pretty perfect right now. You don't need to change it so that you can put some ridiculous rabbinical Jewish people that will don't care about the secular Jewish people in Israel. Don't care about their well-being. You just want to make Israel into a freaking religious nutcase society like the Arab countries. Like, what do you want? Like, we're not gonna have God's world. Well, Mashiach has to do that. Mashiach will have to put the world into order. Not we are gonna do it for him. Like, what the hell is this?
Listen.
Okay, but all I'm saying is if people think that Netanyahu is a crook, make the case. They haven't made the case. If they haven't made the case,
look at his sons. Look at his sons. What is he doing?
No, you aren't making the case. You're not the person.
No, I'm not saying that Joshua has to make the case. I'm saying that the people in Israel have been investigating Netanyahu for a couple of years now,
and they haven't got shit.
And they haven't got anything. Make the case or stop.
They haven't, obviously.
He bought it like submarines from Germany, our enemy.
Okay, so somebody's getting
Germany. Hey, stop, guys.
In order for you to get Netanyahu out of office, you have to bring him to trial. You have to make the case. Nobody's made the case. They have accusations out the wazoo, but nobody has brought the man to trial. That's all I'm saying.
We tried, but you know what he did? He wants to have videotaped. That's what he wants. He wants to be like an American lawyer and everything videotaped so that he can win and get the public to agree with him.
He like any other defendant is entitled to a defense. And if he said, if you've got charges to bring the charges, bring your evidence, and
put it on film.
That's all I'm saying. If he's guilty, he's guilty. If he's not guilty, he's not guilty.
I know that he's guilty. The guy is absolutely guilty. The guy.
That's your opinion.
One moment. I want to go up. Big things. Big. You want one congratulations. Okay?
Okay, thanks.
So, second thing. Saleen, if you can beat Ole Miss, you are 10 euros richer. UGA is not enough. They couldn't beat them. They got blown out. So let's see if Florida can do it.
No, I don't think Florida can beat
Ole Miss. I show Wednesday up, and I give you $10.
No.
I don't want to see these Phillies in the playoffs. Beat them. 1 point by 100 points. I'm going
to go ahead and send Saleen $10 because.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again because the static is getting in the way.
He said that if Florida beats Ole Miss, he will give you $10.
$10
And what if Ole
European,
Miss beats Florida? Do I give him $10?
Then you if
Oh,
Ole Miss
no,
beats Florida, you get nothing. Yeah.
Okay, so if Florida beats Ole Miss, Sven's going to pay me $10.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the deal.
Okay.
I'll just send it to you.
So I'm out of here.
Grins and giggles.
Yeah, what the hell? Florida's
Yeah,
not
and
going to
then-
beat Ole Miss.
Yeah,
they're
and
gonna-
then
Florida's
he
good,
also
What's
said that he doesn't want Ole Miss in the playoffs.
What's up, Block 62? Long time no see.
Yeah.
Well, Florida is not going to beat Ole Miss. I mean, Florida might be able to make it competitive, but I don't think Florida can beat Ole Miss. But then again, I didn't think Florida could beat LSU.
LSU,
Yeah, but
that's
LSU
right.
was more
now
like
there's,
more prone to getting beat anyway. So like,
Yeah,
Ole Miss-
now
and-
there's
well-
now there's no more morning shoe. The shoe is now the show.
Yeah, and I was grateful for the win for just mainly that. Yeah, I was grateful for the win because obviously, win, lose, or draw, I'm always going to be a Florida fan. Even though, I might say, oh, yeah, if they retain Napier, I'm going to become a USF fan. But, everyone knows I'm just being silly about that. But,
I have a question. Like, are you gonna fire Billy Napier, or like are you gonna still not gonna fire him because of DJ Lagway or something?
Napier
took the shoe.
He's not
off
getting
the
fired.
Show. So Napier.
Hufflepuff just sent me $10 via PayPal, prepay for spend. Thank you, Mr. Slaw. I appreciate the donation.
I love it. So, because Spin doesn't, he gonna have the money to send you.
And Kayla might actually pop in here. Hang on a minute.
That's good. Hey, the thing that Napier's done for Florida has he's taken them to heights they haven't seen in 20 or 15 years.
Are you sarcastic? Urban Crier would have been better than
They've been working ever since Spurrier. They're trying to get back. They can't get back.
Yeah. Well, Steve Spurrier was kind of like okay,
Now-
he's an okay coach, but like,
I got permission from Kayla to say this. And she might
Kayla's
pop
good.
into the chat. She might pop into the chat. I don't know. He's in hospice. BVD is in hospice.
oh no.
They don't think he's going to make it this time. He's on a morphine drip. He's pretty much kind of out of it from the morphine. And
Damn.
hang on.
Damn. I hate it, man. That's probably the big downer of the show. Stop.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not good.
But they do not think he's going to pull through this time.
Yeah. All right.
Now, but you got to remember, though,
You got 9
the man
lives.
wasn't expected to survive the last time he was in the hospital and came through.
Yeah, he's got 9 lives. I think he's on what, 6? I think he's on 6.
I have like 7 lives already. I have spent all 7 lives.
Only 7? Why don't you have
Yeah.
9? Like BBD?
Well, I had 2 concussions before the age of 7. Like,
That's because you keep saying stupid shit and people beat the hell out of you.
no, I have real concussions. I have real concussions in the back of my head.
I'm
Like-
joking with you a little bit. No, it's because you do say some crazy stuff, man, and it's amazing.
I do say crazy stuff because like I have no impulse control because when you have concussion,
yeah,
you
that's
don't have
fine. You got Tourette's. I mean, I understand. I've been there.
I don't have Tourette's. I have autism.
Same
Asperger's.
difference.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny.
No,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, it's
I can't
amazing.
like the problem with having a concussion is like
I know.
how
Look,
does
man.
Tua play with having severe concussions? Like whenever
I mean,
I
he took about 5 weeks off. So I mean,
Yeah,
but
but
like
that's your
come on.
brain. You know,
I mean, he's been playing good
I know.
since he
your
came
your
back. So
brain is
yeah,
bleeding. Okay, from a bruise. And and sometimes you can bleed and kill you. So, but he's done that how many times? Six.
6 or 7 times. He
yes,
had the same amount of concussions as I had in one go. Like one time I had a
yes,
concussion where I hit the
yes.
cement block.
Yeah, it's probably yeah, it's probably not a good idea for him to keep playing. But yeah,
Exactly.
It's not good. Why don't they retire the guy? Because if he plays like this, like Tua will eventually cost the NFL
Here's the
their.
point. They don't give a fuck. By the way, and when I say
I know
they,
they don't give a fuck, but like, what about their product? Like, if
but
he
they
dies on
don't
the field,
look
if he
look.
dies on the field, that would be the most deadly thing that will happen to Tua.
You can't
Tua,
listen to me. You can't make people quit wanting money. You just can't.
I,
People are just hungry for it to the
I
point
know
that they'll
that,
do
but
anything for it.
the
True.
problem is
Very true.
the problem is like if he, yeah, think about his family. I don't care about his father, what he wants for
You
him.
can do that because you're not in the money cycle. He wants the money. They want the money. Everybody wants the money. That's the problem.
Yeah, I
Stop
know.
thinking like a don't think like a logical person. Think like a
But
money hungry son of a bitch.
like
He
I don't
ain't
know why
wrong.
he ain't wrong, but like I had a concussion. I almost died the first time I had a concussion.
Hey Kayla,
I
good to
lost
see
about
you.
7.5 quarts of blood. That's if you lose about 12, you die. So
Yeah, I know, but sometimes it's better. You do. But anyway,
Oh, Kayla's in here.
yeah, Kayla said she's in. I said that's cool.
Okay. I don't know if she can support StreamYard because she's on her phone.
Well, Kayla, we look. Probably want to tell you right now. That's gonna. I mean, you know this. I'm gonna probably get a little emotional here. It makes me sad. It makes me extremely sad to hear what she just said. That's all. And it's it's so frustrating in life for all of us, not just him, not just her, not me, not you, to not be able to find your way out of a problem. And I mean it with all sincerity. It's not that he could have done anything differently, probably at this point, but he could have done something years ago, right? He couldn't do that. And everybody goes down these roads, and then you're where you are. You're where you are, and it's sad. It makes it so. But it doesn't mean he was a bad guy. He was never a bad guy. He really wasn't. He would have given you everything. He still will. If he comes out,
DVD's a nice guy.
he'll give you anything. He don't care.
DV is a really nice guy. The way
No, he
I never
is.
talked.
He is crazy good, man. He's on top of the world good. I can't
I
say
watched.
that about. I can't say that about me. I can't say that about other people I know. But I guarantee you, BBD is way up there. Now, did he do everything right? Nope. Nope.
He's
He
not a
didn't.
perfect person.
Hell
No one is
no.
gonna. No one is a perfect person. I'm not a
No,
perfect
we're
person.
not. We're just not. Now, I wouldn't classify myself as an evil person either. I would do a lot of good things for people. I do, trust me. But I'm
I'm more
not.
like that. You. So
I wouldn't hurt anybody, and BBD wouldn't either. He never would. It bugged him when people were mad at him. For some reason, he let it get to him, and because he cared. He really cared. But he
This
cared about a lot of
community is going to be a lot poorer if he passes away. And I'm still going to use the word if, because I don't care that he's in hospice.
He's not going to pass
You know,
away.
there's no guarantee that, you know.
Yeah.
No, we're going to. No,
Let's
the
not
key
talk
here.
about that.
He's only used up 6 lives.
really.
He's got 3 more. This is going to be 7. Okay, so we got 6. Now we're going to go to 7, and he's going to win this one. But
He has to like, he has to have that hope. You know, you lose the hope, you lose your life. You know.
He will.
I cut it out
I'm not.
anytime.
You know, I already know. So he'll survive, but it's going to suck because he's going to have to go back through the whole process. You know what I mean? This is a messed up, shitty thing, and everybody has to deal with it. But I hate it for Kayla. I hate it for anybody that's in the immediate family. You know, it's horrible. It really is.
Yeah.
But on a positive note, let's try to
Let's
move
go on to
past the
something
negative.
that
Yeah. Let's move
I
past it.
can't talk about that forever.
Yeah. So here's the thing. If we can get Russia to launch nuclear missiles.
No. How is that
No more.
positive?
No more.
Okay,
No more
let's move on
nihilism,
to
bro.
something positive. You start talking about nuclear war.
What, dude, you
You know I'm doing that for a reason, right?
Dude, is there something wrong with you?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
obviously. You knew I was going to do that. I had to. It's a requirement. No, I just feel like sometimes.
But before Slaw goes off the deep end here, Kayla, is there anything that we can do for you guys? Is there anything that we can do?
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, we'll do anything. Yeah, that we can.
I mean, I know we got a few. I know we got a few thoughts and prayers, folks. We got some thoughts and thoughts, folks, and we got people who just don't think, but you know, like Paul.
Spin those. I'm crazy. Look, I mean, we can send Waffle House to him.
No, well, he's probably not eating at this point.
I think he's gonna lose hope, though. I don't know what stage.
See, I remember after like the second day, when my dad went to hospice. I think it was like day 2 or day 3. He just wasn't eating anymore. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Matt, Dummett, just understand this. We you know, I'm trying to take all the pressure off. So yeah, if I go to war, everybody's thinking about BD anymore. Not in a bad way, not in
Yeah, but that's not a good time to talk about that.
Kayla, you are absolutely, and Keith are absolutely in our thoughts.
Yeah,
this is a hard time, but and I mean, I just went through this 2 years ago. I mean, it's 2 years and 2 months.
It's horrible,
almost to the day. And the one thing that you can take solace in is that they do everything they can in hospice care to make sure that the patient is comfortable and there's no pain and there's no discomfort. So they'll do everything they'll bathe him, they'll keep him turned so he doesn't get bed sores or anything. They'll make sure he stays hydrated. They'll clean him. They'll do everything they can to maintain his dignity and his comfort.
Yeah.
And if it's gotten to the point where we're here, where we're at this point, and they said this to me and my mom when my dad went in, and we were wondering if there was some way he could pull out of it. And they said, we're going to do everything we can, they meaning the hospice facility, to make sure that he has his dignity and his comfort, and there's no pain. And then we'll just see what they try and couch it in ways that are, they don't want to say the guy is going or the gal is going to die. They don't want to say that to the family. They don't want to say that at all. But they're speaking around it.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to tell you other than that. I mean, that's where we're at, I guess. I mean, you're there, I'm not, so I don't know. But all I can do is tell you from experience, this is what they told me and my mom and my daughters. God, my daughters had to go through that.
My grandfather had had dementia when he was like last 4 years, and he stopped reading he was very like an avid reader of
Is
any book.
there a GoFundMe? Is there? Kayla, if you think about it, if you have the link to that GoFundMe, put that in the Facebook PM that we've set, and give me that link so I can post it. Because or if you've already given it to Battle Angel or Vic, because they're mods, they can post links. But if you have that link to the GoFundMe and you want to post that to my to Facebook personal message, I'll post it in here and keep posting it to see if we can get the community to help out. I'll even make a video about it and put it in the description. Happy to do that. Well, not happy to, you know what I mean, for God's sake.
Yeah, I was saying my grandfather passed away very, very difficult way of dying, and I was so sad to see him lose his memory, because after my grandmother passed away, he was not having hope, lost the hope in his life, and he just went crazy, mind went crazy, and that's not a good way to die. I would never want to lose my mind seeing
okay. I misunderstood. Sven is saying that Kayla should set up a GoFundMe there. There isn't one now, but she's still one. And I agree, Kayla, if you haven't already set one up, you or somebody should. Oh, okay. She just messaged me that she's going to look into that. If you get one set up, Kayla, give me the link and give it to me. If you're in communication with Vic, if you're in communication with Lou, Battle Angel, other people in the community, give that link to all of us, or give it to me and I'll try and make sure it's published so we can at least help, with the bills. I'm sorry, Joshua, continue about that.
Yeah, I think so. He died because my grandmother passed away. And he was oh, I wanted my grandmother to be. He wanted to be there with her as his wife, and my grandfather just didn't just lost hope, and that's what happens. And I have seen this happen, and it's not pretty. After that, he was when he got dementia, then he just went crazy after that. He had to give him psych meds at the end of his life. So not good. Yeah, I don't talk about this. Let's talk about something else. What's your opinion on Elon Musk and the Twitter thing? A lot of people on Twitter
Yeah,
just
so I just want to say that, yeah, Kayla, if you're still listening, yeah, your dad has been a really great friend to me. He's been a great friend to all of us, and I love him. He is very much loved in this community, and yeah, I'm gonna keep him and you in my prayers. So.
Saleen, what's your
Yeah.
opinion on the Twitter? I see a lot of people posting a lot of weird things on Twitter, like
I'm not.
not
I'm
not
not actually on Twitter.
yeah, but like the weird things that they post on Twitter, like they put. I saw a guy post Hitler's speech AI with like whatever nonsense. It just why does Elon Musk allow Nazi material to be posted there? I don't understand. I like free speech, but like that is a little bit too overboard, I find.
You know, I always now I'm old enough to remember this case. I'm not sure other people are. Huff might be because he's roughly my age. Back in the 70s, I think it was, there was a case of a neo-Nazi group, or it may have been a Nazi party of Illinois, wanted to do a march through Skokie, Illinois. I don't, and back then, Skokie, Illinois was a very heavily Jewish town in Illinois. And obviously, they didn't want to have that march go through that town for obvious reasons. And the Nazi Party sued to get a permit. And actually, if you ever watch the movie The Blues Brothers, the original one, you'll see that that march parodied in the movie.
Celine, I'm not talking about a march. I know
No,
that.
no,
I know.
I'm saying it to make a point. I'm saying it to make a point.
I know
The
what you're saying. Like
the ACLU actually took up the case, and with a Jewish lawyer, ironically, they sued on behalf of the Illinois Nazis and won their right to make that protest. Now, the point being that free speech, First Amendment, freedom of assembly, freedom of speech, et cetera, means that people are going to see and hear things that make them uncomfortable and make them mad and make them upset and so on. But the purpose of freedom of speech and freedom of assembly is, and even freedom of religion, is that that type of speech, even though you might find it objectionable, is protected in our society. Now, I don't like the idea, and I don't like the fact that on Twitter or on X or whatever it's called, that people are posting that kind of garbage. They're doing it on Rumble. They're doing it on YouTube to a lesser extent. They're doing it on other social medias, even on Truth Social. Do I like that? No. Do I wish it wasn't there? Yes. But do I understand that the fact that we live in a society with a constitutional protected right to do that exists? Yeah, I understand, and therefore I have to put up with it. I either have to change the channel, or I have to scroll past it, or whatever.
Celine, you know that will just open the Overton window for more of these acceptance, more crazy things from that perspective to come in. That's the one thing that I
understand the concept of the Overton window. I do. I know its definition, and I know what you're talking about. I don't like it either. I don't like it either. But also, I don't like the Overton window in the opposite direction, where there's censorship.
Me neither. I'm more for free speech, but I don't like. They should have like some, like I'm not an absolutist. Like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna like free speech for to a certain degree is good, but when you try to like really cause problems like in Europe and stuff like in Canada, like there is free speech, but you can't go beyond a certain level. Like when you try to infringe on other people, then but
then again, I don't want to get to the point where, like in Europe, they're literally jailing people for a comment on Facebook.
Yeah, that is
What
true.
about that guy here in this country that posted a meme during the 2016 election telling Hillary supporters to go vote on Wednesday or they can vote by text or something like that? It was meant to be a joke. He got 10 years.
That is messed up. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not
well,
talking
that's
about
where
that.
we're heading.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about more. I want free speech, of course, but free speech with some restriction on, like, you say the same. You should have like a strike policy. Okay, you say the same thing over and over and over and over again. That means you have a habitual pattern of doing the same thing over and over again, and you have
Yeah,
the
but
mindset.
who's determining what's hate speech? Who's determining what the strike criteria is? See, that's
Yeah.
the problem. You're getting into that slippery slope of people determining what other people are allowed to think and what other people are allowed to say. And I'm not cool with that. I'm not. Even
I'm worried.
though some of that hate speech is aimed at me and my people being
Yeah, no,
Jewish.
I know. But
I may not be particularly thrilled about that. I'm not, but I'm also not thrilled to be living in a society where that level of censorship can happen, because it's like the thing where people were talking about, they came for the trade unionists, but I wasn't a trade unionist, so I said nothing. Then they came for the homeless, and I'm not homeless, so I said nothing. And then they came for the Catholics, but I'm not Catholic. And then they came for the Jews, but I'm Jewish, but there was no one left to say anything about because they were all gone.
yeah,
I'm paraphrasing from a poem that was
I
written
know.
some time ago.
I heard of that poem before. Yeah. The only problem is like people. I worry about my safety and other people, or like my background. I worry about our physical safety in some places, like in Europe. I would say, like in Canada. I find like it's really not unsafe to go places with any paraphernalia or anything. It's very scary. Like even in America, I find like there's like people that's giving pamphlets to like people giving the pamphlets they give like with like the Jews and whatever nonsense they're trying to do. Silly.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, the pamphlets that there was like some anti-Semitic organization that was giving, like the Jews did this. They're like head of the porn organization. This they control everything. Like, what is this? Like, they're just saying that basically to foment anger. And the recent attack that happened in Netherlands with was it one of the Israeli football clubs coming there. Well, there was some altercation that happened that caused about 67 people to get injured and severely injured, and the government of Israel to medevac them out of there. Like, it's getting unsafe here.
Well, yeah, that happened just a couple of days ago in where was that?
Netherlands.
Netherlands.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yes, I'm trying to remember where that was. Well, I mean,
It-
you cannot. The problem is you cannot legislate away hate.
I
I mean,
know that, but
you can try to change the hearts and minds of the people who hate,
that
but
is what I want to do.
that's a generational thing.
Yeah.
But if you're going to try and legislate away hate, you're going to legislate away.
I'm not.
Now you're
I don't
getting
want to.
into.
I'm not going to legislate hate, or I don't support people legislating hate.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
now
like
you're getting into the thought police thing.
I don't want. I'm not even doing that. Like, I'm a libertarian. I don't support any of this type of things.
Right, I'm agreeing with you. Unfortunately, in a quote unquote free society, like what we used to be, and hopefully will be again someday, you're going to have to put up, and it's not just, you know, people who hate Jews. It's white people who don't like
No, it's everybody.
people. It's black people that don't like not black people. It's Hispanic people that don't like non-Hispanics. This is one of the reasons I moved away from Atlanta. There's all these little balkanized groups that all
Yeah.
lived together and didn't like anyone who wasn't them. And it was just, you know.
The reason why you moved away, Saleen, is because you couldn't stand the heat in the kitchen up here. Look, it's very hot.
You've got to be kidding me. I lived in Atlanta for 10 years. I didn't want to raise my kids in that dump.
Look,
It is a dump. I know that.
Ass. It's really a pain in the ass. I mean, honest to God. I'm not, I mean, it's seriously, I had a lady with a Harris sign across the street from me stuck in her yard, right? So I went out, I went and got this big ass Trump. I mean, like the whole thing where it goes about 5 feet, and put the Trump sign in my yard just to piss them all off, right? and then people came in and vandalized it. And I had cameras, and I know who did it, and I was like, oh, whatever. And you know, I live in you know what I mean. Atlanta's a piece of shit. So let's be honest.
I know.
I didn't want to sit in traffic 3 hours a day. You know, that was part of it.
I work from home.
But I remember the news story that finally convinced me to convince my then wife that we got to get out of here. It was out of Cherokee County, we live in Cobb County. So Cherokee County is the county immediately.
I live right next to it. My property is the last property against Cherokee. Yeah.
Okay. Well, in Cherokee County, there was a story of a 13-year-old kid who was constantly being bullied on the school bus by a 15-year-old. And one day, this 13-year-old
beat the hell out of him.
Snapped. And as the 15-year-old was getting off the bus, the top of the 15-year-old's head was parallel to the 13-year-old because it was one step down on the bus. And the 13-year-old balled up his fist and hit him on the back of the head. Now, if you know physiology, if you're lucky, there's a part of your skull right behind the ear that is a soft section. It's not really very bony. And if you hit it just right, you can drive the bone into the brain and kill it. And that's exactly what happened to that 15-year-old. The 13-year-old hit him with his fist hard enough to fracture his skull and drive a piece of his skull into the brain. And that poor kid was dead before he hit the ground. And I turned to my wife at the time and I said, we are not putting our children through these schools. We are leaving. And 3 months later, we left.
Thank God.
So Saleen, I look, I hear you. I think we spent 50 or 60 grand putting my son in private school. Okay. All the way through, right? I spent more than you do in college, right? But and so I did it for that exact reason. And if I say my ex and she was on board with it. And look, I won't ever malign her because
I understand.
Listen, I can putting up with me is a pain in the ass. Okay.
We know. But we love you, Slaw. We love you to death. But yeah, putting up with you sometimes is a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, it is a pain. I give you that.
That's okay.
But she wasn't mean to me on the divorce or anything. Like, it wasn't like this contentious nonsense. It's not, I don't ever want to make it out that way because I think that would be just stupid. I think it's just bad to do because she wasn't and she isn't and she's never been that way. Now she's got MS. So
well, lucky you.
We're working through the MS.
Some of us went through contentious divorces.
Yeah, but she's got MS, and she told me that after she'd left, not before, and I just it made my soul hurt again. It's just really not good. Anybody doing that, any kind of illness like that is not fun. But that being said, we both agreed we're never going to let them go through public school here. We're not. I don't give a fuck if I have to go and do 5 jobs. It's not going to happen. Now, I was successful enough to not have that happen, and she was too, and so we're good.
Public schools in America are just
But the
dangerous.
kids don't
like,
get that chance, right? I mean, some kids don't get that chance because the parents aren't that. They don't have all the wherewithal to get it done.
I've in-laws in Houston, and they go to the worst school ever. And one of them graduated, but like, man, that traumatizes you. Like, you go to like a horrible public school, or like even like those type of areas, like very like tragic areas. Like, I wouldn't like my sister, my dad's sister's kids are like the kid that went to like my dad's sister's my my niece is freaking crazy. She thinks that everything is racist. Like when I tried to teach her like chess, like like chess, you had to move the white moves first, and she said, "Oh, this is racism." Like what? How is this has to do with racism? Like, it's complete nonsense. Like,
listen, look. Everybody, the weak always find an excuse to be weak. They go, well, it's racist. Oh, it's sexist. It's because they're weak. They don't really have a good argument. They want to make something that they can't. You can't argue against. Like, yeah, I'm a male. I'm a female. I'm black. I'm white. Whatever.
Yeah, but this is all indoctrination from the school. That you basically you're giving the kid like, what are we teaching these people? Like,
Listen,
like
the parents have to be present, and you have to call it out. Noah went to Kennesaw State his first year, and they put this history class together and sent him through this class. And he comes over to me and goes, "Can you help me with this? Because I'm not good at history." And he's really good technical, like he's a mathematical genius, but history and English, those are his 2 challenges. He had dyslexia, so he's like, "What is this history shit?" It's so
like me.
Yeah, they're trying to tell him that the white man is bad and everybody else is good. And oh my God. So I had him, he had to write this paper, and I wouldn't tell him that if it weren't for the white man coming to America, the world would have been lost in the medieval ages.
Yeah, I know that. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Exactly. And also like even Columbus, people don't know this. The guy's not even white. Like, the guy's like a Jew.
He is a Spaniard.
Well, he is white. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Spaniards are Spanish people. Are white.
Not all of
No,
them
no,
are.
but Columbus was a converted Jew that was helping other Jews escape to the New World. And what happened when he was allowing a lot of Jews to escape? Later on, the Catholic Church found out that Columbus was helping the Jews escape to Mexico.
Oh, they freaked out.
They freaked out, and what they did, like they burned us. Like, they burned some of the relatives that I have in Mexico. What the hell, man? Like my family had 3 inquisitions. The level of stupid people, like Catholic
Yes.
Church.
Well, I mean, Columbus was still a genocider or a genocidist. So
Yeah. And Baylor man, thank you for stopping by. It is Yale Hate Week for me.
Yeah.
Harry Legg is here.
What genocide?
I don't know that Kayla is still in here.
Cortez.
But,
Cortez did most of the genocide, and he's the closest descendant of Cortez is the AOC that is in the office right now.
No, but they try to assign the Cortez shit onto Columbus.
Yeah, I know. Cortez is the one that did the most of the genocide. Columbus just voyaged for like 2 terms, and he took So, like, all the gold that they got from Columbus was because the Aztecs were just fucking so cannibalistic. They would kill each other to death, and they would kill everybody that is touching them. Like,
Yeah,
the,
they did.
basically,
Unfortunately, guys, I gotta shut down because it's 5 o'clock,
Oh,
and as
sorry.
interesting as talking about Columbus is, I gotta shut down because
Hey,
Oh,
who
sorry.
won the Columbia War? South Carolina.
Yeah, they did the Columbia
Um,
Cup. Yeah.
and just to catch Harry up, the prognosis for BVD is not good. He's in hospice. He's heavily medicated, and he's not expected to come out. But we can all pray for him and hope that changes.
We'll meet
Kayla,
him. We'll meet
I'll
him
try to
again.
stay in contact with Kayla.
Hey, Saleen, you know we're gonna meet him again. By the way,
Does he believe? Does he have any belief in God?
yes,
BVD?
he does. Yes, he
Oh.
does.
Thank God.
So, but listen to me, and anybody who doesn't want to hear it, there is a bigger power, and we're going to be there eventually.
I know that.
It doesn't mean you
Absolutely.
rush to it. It doesn't mean you kill yourself for it. It means just hang on, and we'll be there.
Absolutely. I agree with you on that.
Anyway,
Paul.
and on that note, I think that's a good place to wrap up.
Yep.
We
Thank you, guys.
we will see each other again in this life or the next.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
And everybody pray for BVD. And Kayla said she's going to talk to her sister about setting up a GoFundMe. And if she does, she's going to get me the link. And if I get the link, I'll make a video and I'll put the link in the description. And hopefully we can all help the family with the hospital bills, because that will not be cheap.
It will be
How did we end up in hospice? I don't know the answer to that. I guess the hospital and the family and BVD decided that his condition was such that it was not recoverable. I'm guessing. I don't know. But generally, when hospice becomes involved,
It's not a good situation.
Yeah, generally when the patient gets to hospice, it's an end of life situation, and the point of hospice is to make the passing as painless and dignified and comfortable as possible for the patient and the family. Don't forget the family component.
Yeah.
Having just gone through this about 2 years ago, I understand. Everyone pray for the Richter family. This is not a big deal. So on that note, I'm gonna end the stream because I got to get over to my mom's house.
Bye, Saleen.
And thank you, Joshua, for this is your first time on here. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
And Paul
come here
left
for a
before I
long
could
time,
say
but-
goodbye. So see you later, Paul. And Vic, appreciate it as always.
Yeah.
And for everyone that's in the chat box, obviously appreciate you being here. It's sad. It is sad what's happening to our brother, the Big Ball Daddy. But he's still alive as of this stream, and that is all that matters. So prayers to Keith Ricker, prayers to his daughter, prayers to his son, the rest of his family. Maybe pull out of it. He's got a lot of fight in him, so I'm not going to give up on him until somebody tells me to. But for the rest of you, enjoy the rest of the week. Enjoy the games coming up on Saturday. I'm going to hope against hope that my Gators can pull out another minor miracle and beat Ole Miss, but that's a big ask. Everyone else enjoyed their games with their teams, and we'll see you next week, day before Thanksgiving. I will stream. Hopefully, some people will show up. So have a good weekend. See you soon. Go Gators. Screw you haters. And I'm out.